The Sixers get manhandled in Game 2 by the Celtics. Series now knotted at 1. Was this a concerning loss for the squad, or was it just another one of those games? We'll break all of it down here on Philly Take with RB. Perfect. What is going on, everybody? RB here. Welcome into the show. Like always, hit the like button if you enjoy this content. Be sure to subscribe. Also, ring that bell down below. That way you don't miss any of the coverage. We're live every game throughout this series and bringing you all the extra coverage you need. We are back after the Sixers get obliterated in Game 2. They fall by a final score of 121-87 to the Boston Celtics. A complete opposite of Game 1. I mean, the Celtics kept their hot streak going. They could not miss shots. The Sixers, man, just did not bring any type of energy. And, you know, with Joel Embiid coming back in this game, there were some concerning things, but we'll talk about this game in its entirety. Is it concerning? Did they at least get their job done? That's my question to the people out there. Are you happy with them going back home to the Wells Fargo on Friday with the series at 1-1? Is Game 3 a must-win? Is Game 3 and Game 4 a must-win? What are all your thoughts on that? Let me know down below. Before we get into our breakdown here, shout out to the sponsor of today's show, Aura. Aura is an easy-to-use app that includes everything you need to stay safe online by protecting you from scammers and hackers on the internet. They fight back against all the annoying websites that try to make your personal info public, and they alert you if any of your private info is found. They are the leading provider in digital safety and fraud protection. When I went to purchase my last vehicle, it was actually alerted to me while doing the paperwork that somebody had tried to open a loan in my name. I didn't even know about it. Somebody has tried to hack into my card in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure anybody out there listening has had similar issues before or knows somebody who has. These are all issues that Aura aims to prevent. They give you near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries and provide a VPN where you can scroll anonymously online. They even have a password manager where you can manage all your credentials safely. So go take the next step in protecting your online safety. Sign up for Aura, go down to the description, click the link, aura.com/PhillyTake, receive a 2-week free trial of all of their services. Once again, link down below in the description. All right, let's talk about this game. To be honest, this might be the shortest recap of the playoffs. I know the Sixers lose their first game, and the people out there are probably saying, oh, why is this going to be a short recap? Because of the fashion in which it occurred. There's literally not much I can say about this game. What do you want me to say? The Sixers came out. They had no energy. The Celtics wanted it more. They played harder. I said before the game, this was going to be the toughest one. They were coming with all the marbles because Boston knew, right? They can't go down 2-0 going to Philadelphia. They can't do that. And they are a good team. And they came out gunslinging. And, you know, the Sixers actually kept it close. I said at halftime, you know, they were down 8. All right, here's your opportunity. Sixers were shooting, 1 for 11, 1 for 13, I think it was, at halftime from deep. They could not hit a shot, and things did not look stable. It did not look like their night. And in the third quarter, the Celtics just went absolutely bozo bananas, out of their mind. They outscored the Sixers 35-16, and once the lead got up to about 25-30, the game was over. There was nothing else to do. I guess the positive takeaway from this, is a few things. One, this was the stinker game. It was Game 2. You probably expected the Celtics to give their best shot. And if you want one game in this series where the Sixers just look absolutely pitiful and they learn and grow from it, earlier in the series is better than later. That's number one. Number two, this was the first game with Joel back. They're going to get more in sync. They're going to get more in rhythm. And number three, you got your goal achieved, I would say. At the beginning of the series, if you said the series was going back to Philadelphia 1-1, I don't think you could really be frustrated at that. Obviously, after sneaking out Game 1, you wanted to make it 2-0, especially with the reemergence of Joel Embiid. But those are the positive things. Now, in terms of the negative things, again, you know, you have to come out more prepared in a playoff game. I didn't see a lot of adjustments. Defensively, the Sixers were getting cooked. Nobody really stepped up tonight. I mean, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tyrese, like really nobody I can think of, you know, had a good game. I thought everybody was off filter. I thought the offense was running weird. I didn't like the sets. The one thing that kind of nagged me in this game, the entire game, is not about Joel Embiid, the player. The thing is, he came back, and here's a quote, by the way, from Joel Embiid to put more context to this after the game. Joel Embiid says, quote, "I was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not going to be 100%. I'm not going to be fully healed. I wasn't as aggressive. Rusty, not myself. We got this out of the way. This is a step to getting back to being myself." When you have Joel Embiid at 80%, that's a great Joel Embiid. When you have Joel at 60%, usually that's a great Joel. But tonight, he didn't take a lot of shots. He didn't seem comfortable. Defensively, he was an absolute mammoth. He was a monster. He had 5 blocks in the freaking first half. That's why he's the MVP. 5 blocks in the first half. Defensively, he was great. He added an element the Sixers didn't have. But offensively, I felt personally that the Sixers were trying to initiate the offense through Joel, which they normally do. They were trying to create through Joel, but he kept catching the ball at the top of the arc, and he couldn't move that much. And everybody else seemed to be more stagnant because of it. In game 1, the ball movement was flowing. Everything was in sync. Everything just seemed to be symmetrical, right? It boom, 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 passing it all over the floor. James Harden creating. James Harden had a free lane in game 1, the entire game to go attack. And it just felt like Joel being on the floor offensively, but not being 100%, even though they were trying to run the offense through him, really made the Sixers hit a wall in this game. And the offense wasn't really doing anything for most of the game. I didn't see any flow. It felt like Harden was uncomfortable. I mean, we look at the final stats. That'll really prove it. James Harden, 2 for 14 in this game. Maxey, 6 for 14. Tobias actually had the best game, 16 points. Joel Embiid, 4 for 9. And Embiid only had 3 rebounds. That's how you know he wasn't really right. He said it himself, Rusty not being aggressive enough. If he is in, he needs to get down lower in this series if he's not going to be 100%, because if he's trying to do all these theatrical things off the dribble, it might not work given the Celtics being scrappy and also Joel not being at full health. So Joel's going to have to get his other teammates involved. And, if he's on the floor, he might even have to back out a little bit and let Harden do his thing. I didn't feel that anything carried over from game 1. And again, maybe it was Joel's impact of just being on the floor and not being as mobile, or maybe it was just the Sixers having a bad night. I will say this, the bench was awful. Nobody stepped up. I mean, when they needed them, Niang, McDaniels, Reed had a couple nice rebounds. I mean, he finished with 8, but overall didn't do anything offensively. And then you look at the rest of the squad. I mean, even Shake got in this game eventually. D-Melt didn't really do anything. He had 17 in game 1. The Sixers bench has to be much better. They're going to need them, obviously, against this Celtics bench, who had a great game. 23 from Brogdon, the 6th man of the year. Grant Williams got minutes, and he played well. But really, at the end of the day, you're not going to win a playoff game shooting 6 for 30 from deep. It was 1 for 13 at one point. The Celtics went bananas. They ended up shooting 51 threes total and making 20 of them. Almost 40%. You're just not going to be able to hang with that. Sixers are going to have to be aggressive. I'm fine with them going down, swinging. If they shoot a lot and they just miss and they're not on, okay. But tonight, I just didn't see that aggressiveness. I didn't see it like I saw it in game 1. And again, I do attribute that to the lack of energy and the lack of ball movement. Now, James Harden with a message after the game for the team, and I do agree with him. Like I said, my positive sign here. James Harden, quote, "As much as we wanted to win 2 games here, we won a game. Like I said a couple days ago, even keel. You never want to get too high. You never want to get too low. Win a game, lose by 30 tonight. It all counts as 1 win, 1 loss." That is, once again, a message from a leader. That is a leader type of message. At the end of the day, you're going home to the best crowd in the world. Do you want to bring this lackluster energy back? Do you want to let that lag onto the plane into the court at the Wells Fargo? No. At the end of the day, it's 1-1. Pick your head up, learn from it, burn the tape, and get back on the court. That's really all you need to do. Game 3, in my opinion, is a must win. And I'm not sure about game 4 yet, but I would lean towards it being a must win. If the Sixers go down 2-1, though, I mean, all the pressure is going to be on that game 4. You don't want to be in that situation. You need to learn from this, bounce back, and they need to come out hungry. They need to come out like they want it. PJ Tucker wasn't PJ. He wasn't playoff PJ tonight. He was pump fake PJ. Melton, like I said, didn't show up. Maxey needed to get more touches, wasn't going. Harden needs to put the ball in the hoop, and Joel Embiid needs to be that MVP level of Joel Embiid. Everybody needs to be better. It was a complete team loss tonight, but at the end of the day, this is the second round. This is where it all comes down to. You have to put it together for another couple games. You have to make it happen. You must rebound, and you must have a stellar performance in game 3. Really, that's all I have on this one. I mean, they turned the ball over more. You know, they didn't shoot as well. The refs were, you know, calling a lot of ticky-tack fouls. They didn't call much in game 1, but that wasn't why the Sixers lost. You know, they let open a lot of threes. Again, the Celtics knew what was on the line tonight, and they wanted it more. They earned it more, and that was that. That was that. So, anyway, that's my recap on this game. You got to pick it up, and you got to get back and ready to go for game 3. You're coming home to the Wells Fargo. This is a huge pivotal game in the series. Embiid will be presented with the MVP trophy. Everything will be going. The juices will be flowing. Don't let the Sixer Nation down. Those are my thoughts. Give me all of yours down below in the comments section. As always, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.